Hello, Dr. Casella here, and in this video we'll be talking about tuples again. Okay, so we know that when we print a tuple, like in the previous video I created this tuple t, so if I print t, we get a tuple, and we know that it's a tuple because we have parentheses around it. But just simply assigning a variable to something with parentheses around it. So I put parentheses with the string A, and I close the parentheses. Well, T2 I just said equal to the string A, and I put parentheses around it. But just because I put the parentheses around it doesn't make T2 a tuple. In fact, if you look at type T2, it says it's a string. So in order for me to make it a tuple, again, I have to have that comma at the end, or I could use the tuple function. So if I say that, let's say, I'll say T2 equals tuple. All right, now I'm using the tuple function. Well, now T2 is definitely going to be a tuple. If I say, but the tuple has nothing in it. If I put print T2, I don't have anything. But if I wanted to say like T2 equals tuple of, and I put in the string dog. And now the string dog is basically a sequence of characters. And so if I when you use the tuple function on any sequence, what it does is it takes that sequence, creates a tuple where each element of the sequence is now an element of the tuple. So if I print T2, you can see that each character in the word of that sequence dog is now an individual element, but now within the tuple, dog. So if I wanted to print out the first character, T is 0. Oh, I'm sorry, I called it T2. T2 of 0, you can see it's D for dog. If I, and I could use the slice operator to get the other elements. 1 colon will show me everything except 0, so OG. If I tried to change T2, like if I want to change dog into fog, so I said T2 of 0 equals F. I get an error because it won't let me change it. I cannot change the individual elements of a tuple. I get an error. Now I could reassign T2. I could say T2 is equal to, and I will create a tuple with just the string F, and then I'll add to it, concatenate, and so the plus operator works on tuples also, and I'm going to put the rest of what T2 was, T2 of 1 colon, and now if I print T2, it says FOG instead of DOG. But that's because I didn't modify T2. What I did was I renamed it. Okay. But you can, there is an exception. So if I look at, let's print T. Okay. And if we see, I've got a list in there. One of the elements, so I've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I looked at T of 4, okay, you see I've got the list 1, 2. Now I can actually, even though it's a tuple, right? So if I look at type T, it tells me it's a tuple class. But if I type in T element 4, and now T of 4 is a list, but if I look at the first element of that list, 0, and I set it equal to, let's make it to the string A. Look, I didn't get an error. Now, watch what happens. I'm going to print T, and look, it changed it. So tuples aren't, they're not perfectly immutable. So if one of my elements in the tuple is a list, I can actually modify the list, as I just did in this example. All right, well, that's all. Bye for now.